Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 102 of the San Marino Challenge. Now, today's episode is going to be the Champions League Final. And as you can see, unexpectedly, we will be taking on Gladbach, who managed to come back from 2-0 down to win 3-2 on aggregate against PSG. So, a very impressive comeback victory in their semi-final. Of course, the previous episode, we managed to beat Monaco pretty convincingly. 2-0 in both legs and a 4-0 aggregate victory overall. And yeah, this is literally going to be the last game of the season. We're going to do a bit of a squad review after the game. But first things first, I want to show you the league table. As you can see, once again, champions of Italy. I think this is our 7th, it might be the 8th Serie A in a row. Yeah, that's number 8. That's pretty impressive. I wasn't really expecting to win 8 in a row, albeit once you win a couple, it tends to get pretty easy after a while. But like I said, you sort of expect teams like Inter, AC Milan, Juventus, even Napoli to be more competitive than they have been recently. Obviously, Juventus and Inter, they've come back slightly this season, but again, overall, Inter were the closest competitors, and they were only on 78 points, and we finished on 98, so a 20-point difference is pretty large. As you can see, only losing 2 games all season, I'd say that's a pretty successful campaign. Anyway, since the last episode, we have played a decent amount of fixtures. We followed it up with a 1-0 loss. This was our second loss in Serie A against Lazio away from home. As you can see, they scored their goal in the 40th minute. We then managed to beat Inter. I think this was to wrap the title up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we managed to beat them 4-1, as you can see, Formato with a brace, and then Albani with a brace as well. And that was, of course, after going 1-0 down. So, a pretty impressive victory there. Obviously, we're the home team, so you kind of expect us to come out firing, especially going 1-0 down. The next game was a pretty boring 0-0 draw, as you can see. Again, being the away team, didn't really play too well. Brambati with a 6.4 there. A couple of players with a 6.5, 6.6. Just a bang average day. Now, the next game was a 3-3 draw against Napoli. And honestly, this was it's quite a weird game. As you can see, we were actually 2-0 up through Petrocevic and Brambati. Then they got 2 goals back through this guy, Christiansen, who is an Icelandic striker. That was brought into Serie A at about the same time as Ingvarsson. So yeah, he managed to get 2 goals. They then went 3-2 up, which was really unexpected in the 83rd minute. And yeah, luckily Albani managed to get the equaliser for us 3 minutes later. We then bounced back. I would say that's a pretty bad run of form, to be honest. A loss, a win, and then 2 draws. But we managed to bounce back against Genoa with a 4-1 away victory. Ivan opened the scoring. Andy Adam got himself a brace. And then Scott McKinley finally on the score sheet there as well. And the most recent game, the end of season game for Serie A, was a 3-0 victory over Torino. Pretty impressive way to finish the season, to be honest. Zaffarani and Scott McKinley getting himself a brace there as well. So all in all, it's been a pretty good run of form to an extent. Lost 1 game, since the last episode. A couple of draws in there. But albeit, I was playing a lot of the backup, sort of rotation players. Just giving them a bit of game time. Players like Scott McKinley, Andy Adam, guys that were in those rotation games in Serie A while we were competing in the Champions League. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? I want to go over Gladbach's team a little bit because Gladbach actually have quite a few really decent players. Anyway, our starting lineup today, it is full strength. There is no doubt about it. In goals, we're going to go with Ingvarsen. At right back, we're going to go with Brambati. The centre backs are going to be Ivan and Basilican. We've actually just given Basilican his new contract, 90k per week. And it expires in 3 years, although we also have a optional contract extension. Put that in there just so we don't have a repeat of the Sabir, contract debacle, transfer debacle, whatever happened there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because we've got to replace Ivan at the end of the season. So we do actually have a centre-back coming in, an Italian centre-back. So I think he'll do pretty well. He's similar to Basilican, but just probably not as good in terms of quality. At left back, we're going to go with Michelotti. Gotheron's going to be the defensive midfielder today. In front of him is going to be Mioli and Petrocevic, as you'd expect. On the right wing, we're going to go with Rossin. On the left wing, the man, the myth, the legend, Formato. And then up front, we're going to go with Albani. The bench today, I think we get a 12-man bench, so we're going to take advantage of it. Sogodogo, Zaffarani, Henrique, Novi, Diallo, Mazzari, McKinley, Schmatke, Oliver, Ferretti, Adam, and Bosmans. So that's a really, really strong bench. If we go into here, we'll have a little look at Gladbach's starting lineup. Now their star man is this guy, Jacksovic. Yeah, Jacksovic. As you can see, I would say, it says he's only elite, but I would say that he's a world-class winger. As you can see, I could actually buy him, and I was contemplating doing it, purely for the fact that Formato's quite old now. I think he's about to turn 31, so it would be interesting. He's only 22, the Croatian. As you can see, he's very, very, very good. Look at his average ratings down here. I mean, the lowest is non-competitive, but his lowest actual rating is well, it's in 33 starts. He's got a 7.65 with 12 goals and 13 assists. So he's definitely the danger man when it comes to their team. But in other places, they've got some good centre-backs as well. This guy's not too bad, 23-year-old German. This guy's probably the weak link. Diemers, the 20-year-old Dutchman. But even up front, they've got a good player. This guy, Jardison, got a lot of pace and good finishing. So, yeah, they've got some good players, man. And I'm a little bit worried because they did knock PSG out. And I was literally expecting to verse PSG in the final. Anyway. All right. I expect you to come back with the trophy, boys. Let's do it. What a massive, massive game. Our second ever Champions League final. Of course, we won the first one. We want to be winning the second one as well. It would be very depressing and extremely detrimental to the series. Not drastically, but obviously I want to be winning the Champions League every season. It's kind of the goal every season now. And luckily, Ingvarsen manages to keep hold of that one. Oh my god. Oh my god. You've got to be joking. Hold on a second. Let's go back and watch a little replay of this, shall we? Let's watch a little replay of this. Let's watch this whole debacle play out. Okay, like I said, Ingvarsen picked the ball up. Oh my god, what is Ivan doing there? Absolute shambles. Shambles. Oh. We're 1-0 down, and it is quite possibly the stupidest error I have ever seen. And he's done it in a Champions League final. Maybe that's payback from us selling him to Liverpool. Dude, that was next level. Oh man, I don't even know what to call it. It was just plain stupidity. And we're already behind. That's the worst part. And to be honest, Gladbach are breaking forward, and that's 2-0. We are literally falling apart at the seams. Oh my god. Jardison on a brace as well. Super disappointing. We're 3-0 down. Alright, this is just embarrassing at this point. Wow. I wasn't expecting for this to happen. I mean, full credit. I know that's just typical. Of course the injury's got to come in. We'll bring Zaffarani on. Basilican gets his new contract, picks up an injury after being 3-0 down in the first half of the Champions League final. I mean, look at their defence. Playing incredibly. I mean, their attack's playing incredibly. My defence is, like I said, shambles. Absolute shambles at the back. Who knows no one knows what's going on. Safe to say, it would literally be a miracle if we can equalise and get the score back to 3-3. Essentially, I've already lost hope. And we hit the crossbar. Does anything else want to go wrong today? Alright, we're going to get a bit of a lifeline. He doesn't get sent off there? Are you joking? Horrible free kick by Famato there. Man. Oh, that's not a penalty. Oh, things are just going from bad to worse at the moment. We are choking this final so hard. I don't know. That's a free kick outside the box. Very lucky. That's pretty close. It's literally on the edge of the box. Man. I guess I'll encourage them, but what can I do? There's nothing I can really do. We're 3-0 down. We already play an attacking style, so yeah, there's no real opportunity for us to try and break forward. We almost go 4-0 down there. I'm going to bring Henrique on. Michelotti's on a 6.1. Miurli's on a 6.1 as well, so we'll bring Diallo on for him. But yeah, this is not good. I mean, their defense, every single person in their defense is on a 6.5 or above. It almost seems ridiculous. Come on, boys. At least get one back. Alright, we got one back. Petrocevic with a decent little shot there. That's one. Two more. Can we do it? Would literally be the comeback of all comebacks. Alright, he's already eased off. I've already forgotten what I've done, so it's a little bit scary. Oh, man. We are coming back. We're coming back into the game. I've just got to tell them to push forward. Come on, boys. 2 more goals. Please don't embarrass me like this. And now Jardison's been taken off with an injury. We've stolen the ball. Come on. Albani. Plays it out wide. Rossen. Back post. No. Cleared away. Shoot. Oh my god. Zaffarani scored. Come on, boys. Should I go overloading or should I... Oh, I don't know what to do. Ugh. That's going to be full time. Oh, man. I honestly can't believe that game. No, it's a bitter pill to swallow, man. You know, it was literally... I'm going to blame Ivan. If Ivan didn't concede that shambolic goal at the start of the game, things might have been different. 7th minute, to concede in that manner in the 7th minute is so infuriating. Damn it. biggest overachievers were Gladbach. I mean, basically, I should just basically sign this guy. I know it's 96 million, but I mean, I have a 500 million pound transfer budget. It would only be a fifth of that. He's only 22. I think I'm going to sign him purely for the fact that he's just won the Champions League essentially for this team. One of the best players in the team. He was also the top goal scorer in the whole Champions League. So, I mean, that kind of tells you enough about him. Oh, man. I'm so disappointed. That was just such a horrible game from us. Like, I don't really understand how we can actually be that bad. Anyway, we'll do a bit of a end of season review. As you'd expect, Famato, best player of the season. I mean, years and years, this guy has just been outstanding for the club. 7.69 average rating for this season. 41 appearances, or 41 starts. 19 goals from a left winger, with 15 assists there as well. Really, really good stuff. I mean, he's essentially like a legend of the club, I would say. As you can see, we can, if we do bring in that left winger, we can always just play him as a left back, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to sell him. I mean, I could try and sell him and get about 57 million. But he's just been too integral to the club. I really just don't feel like I would be doing him justice by letting him go to another team. And yeah, I don't know. I might sell him to fund the deal, but again, I don't really need to fund the deal. And he would also be a pretty good backup. Maybe we could send Andy Adam out on loan to a decent club for the season and just go from there. Anyway, the second best player of the season was Zaffarani, which is pretty impressive, actually. He's come on leaps and bounds. He's now 20 years old. Absolutely amazing physicals from this guy. He has definitely developed quite well. And this season, I think, has been a real aid to his development with all the first team football he's gotten. Pretty good acceleration and agility there. 19 acceleration. But yeah, his stats are pretty good. 8 goals in 32 starts. 6 assists there as well. 7.45 average rating. Behind him, we have Mierli with a 7.40 average rating for the season. 13 goals, 7 assists for him. Then we have Bram Batty, who I would say has been the unsung hero of the team. Of course, having to fill in at centre-back after losing Sabir. Of course, playing right-back, right wing as well at some points throughout the season. As you can see, 31 starts, 12 sub-appearances for him as well. 6 goals, 6 assists, and a 7.36 average rating. Behind him, we have Rossen, who, of course, in the second half of the season, really became the number one choice, obviously with the sale of Rolls to United. But yeah, he got 12 goals, only 2 assists, which I think is pretty low from a right winger. But obviously the goal tally is pretty good, and a 7.33 average rating for him. Underneath him, we got Rodrigo Henrique, a player I was pretty hesitant against playing at the start of the season. But he is definitely impressed. A 7.30 average rating for him. 3 assists there in the left-back position, which is sort of where he played all of his football. Underneath him, we've got Albani with 20 goals and 11 assists for the season. And same average rating as Henrique, the 7.30. We then have Petrocevic. Basically his first full season at the club since he was like 19 or 20 years old. Of course, he's been out on loan for many years. But he's developed nicely. He's now, of a mature age. And he's got 8 goals and 7 assists this season. A 7.27 average rating. Now, the next player, he's probably one of the most disappointing players coming out of that Champions League final, is Michelotti. 6 goals, 4 assists for him, and a 7.25 average rating. We then have McKinley coming in, only playing 6 starts and 6 sub appearances with 6 goals, which is pretty impressive. 6, 6, and 6, with 1 assist there, 7.23 average rating. We then have Andy Adam with 13 starts, 9 sub appearances, 5 goals, 10 assists, and a 7.21 average rating. The last player I'll go over is Basilican. Pretty disappointing that he did pick up that injury in the Champions League final. He played 40 starts with 2 sub appearances, only getting the 1 goal and a 7.17 average rating. Actually, I'll do one more player. Abu Diallo, coming up from the under-20s, of course. 22 starts, 8 sub appearances for him as well. And he's done pretty well, in my opinion. 4 goals, 9 assists, 7.06 average rating. But he was primarily one of the players that was in that sort of rotation team that was playing the Serie A games when the Champions League, or when we were getting into the deeper rounds of the Champions League. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm assuming the next episode I'll do will probably be around this time. Well, obviously, I take that back. The next episode will be the pre-season review, along with the first game of Serie A next season. And then we're going to do an international double-header. As you can see, we've got Belarus and Gibraltar for the Nations League. I showed this last episode, but we've got Belarus, Gibraltar, and Luxembourg. And I really want to do the Belarus game because I feel like they're very similar in terms of national team ranking to us at the moment. So that will be 2 episodes time from now. Next episode, of course, will be pre-season, along with all the transfers. And, of course, the first Serie A game of the season. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I do apologise for that performance from the boys. 3-0 down in the first half. It's just not ideal for a Champions League final. Anyways, if you could drop a like, it'd be much appreciated. Subscribe as well if you haven't already. And apart from that, guys, take it easy and goodbye.